Control 2. We're here to see how fast it shoots.
I'm so free.
All right, guys, so we have the Control 2 here today, and we are going to go outside to shoot this bad boy. I'm just going to take it out of the box here. As you guys can see, really like this new control loader. It's going to be available here shortly for pre-order. It's going to be available sometime around the May bracket, but we wanted to give it a shot today, kind of test to see rate of fire, see how fast we can shoot it. I'm going to throw it on my CS3 outside. So without further ado, we'll see you outside here in a second. So we are outside this beautiful day. Thank the Lord we actually have some decent weather here in Ohio. There's no wind back here, even though we're ready for wind. But needless to say, we've got the Control 2 loader. We've got some GI 5-star in the house, and we are here to shoot to see how fast this Control 2 can feed. So the way that we're going to do this is we're going to take my CS3. I've reset the peak as well as the actual rate of fires. So as you guys can see here, Cody, try and zoom in on this. It's going to be kind of difficult because of the sun and everything else like that. But if you guys can see there, can you see the zeros there?
Yep.
Okay, and then I'm also, so that's the actual rate of fire. Peak rate of fire, as you guys can see there. I've also reset that. And so what we're going to do is we're going to get the average rate of fire as well as the peak rate of fire. I'm going to shoot a full hopper of paint through this. I'm going to top this off here real quick. And we're going to see what our average is as well as peak rate of fire. So come on over here. And I'm not going to hesitate. I'm not going to stop shooting. Here we go. Okay. So peak rate of fire, as you guys can see there, I'm going to turn this off real quick so I can talk. Peak rate of fire, can you zoom in, Cody?
Yeah, just an
Can you get that there?
Stupid OLED. Hold on. Give it a second. What is it, 17.1?
So we've got 12.9 on the actual. So probably like the average is 12.9. And then peak rate of fire is 17.5. So I definitely felt like it wasn't as consistent, right? As like, would you say so, Cody? Like there was definitely some bursts where it was like super high rate of fire.
Yeah.
But there was definitely quite a few too that were like it kind of slowed down to like 11, 12 balls a second. We're going to do it one more time here. And, you know, when we interviewed Chris and he was talking about the Control 2, he said, like, this isn't, like, his forte. This is more of just us doing our own testing. But, like he said, you know, the Control 2 isn't designed for super high rates of fire. If you need something like that, probably like a rotor or maybe the HK Army speed loader or something like that's going to be a better option. But we wanted to test it out since it's a new loader and people are going to be getting these in their hands. So with that said, guys, we're going to do the same thing here. I'm going to reset here. So as you guys can see there, you got that, Code?
Just that, because the OLED, you know, it like
Yep.
cycles through it.
Let me hang on a second. I'm trying. Definitely don't want to reset the shot count. Okay. So 0 there for actual. And then peak, I've reset as well. We're going to do another hopper here. And I'm going to turn it on here. It does have fresh batteries in it as well. All right, here we go. All right, guys, so that's 220 balls, full hopper. And let's see here. This time, peak rate of fire, we've got at 18.5. And then actual 12.6. So kind of like your average, all that stuff. So, guys, needless to say, not great, right? Like not super high rates of fire. You did get a few bursts there that were 17, 18 balls a second, which was nice. The new motor on it makes it so that that first burst is going to be fast. So if you're playing mech, I don't think you're going to really have any issues with the Control 2. Obviously, we can do a video on that and kind of give you guys our insight on that. One last thing before we let you guys go, we're going to take a Spire 5 and we're going to do a side-by-side with the Spire 5 just to see what that looks like. All right, guys, so now I've got the Spire 5 just to give you guys a little comparison video. Cody, I think we're going to have to do like a which loader feeds the fastest comparison video across all the loaders, but needless to say, we're going to compare the Spire 5 just because I feel that's the most comparative between the two, between the Control 2 and the Spire 5. I've got my personal Spire 5 on my CS3. We're going to do the same thing. As you guys can see here, I once again have reset my my shot counter, or not shot counter, but my rate of fire monitor here on my CS3. We've got close to a full hopper of 5-star in the Spire 5. We're going to do the same thing here. Here we go. Okay, so with that, peak rate of fire 14 balls a second, and actual rate of fire 12.3. Hopefully you guys can see that there, but so yeah, 12.3. Got it. Yeah, and 14.3. So Control 2 was actually a little bit faster, guys, between the two. So that's promising. I would say that the Spire 5 definitely seemed a little bit more consistent as compared to the Control 2, like that average, 12, 13 balls a second. But the Control 2 definitely had some bursts, which makes sense because as we discussed with Chris at the summit, he was basically explaining, with that new motor design, you're going to be able to gain more torque occasionally, especially when the balls are in the stack. And we definitely saw that. There was definitely a few bursts where, you're 17, 18 balls a second. So that was relatively promising. So overall, guys, Control 2 impressed me. Obviously, from a mech perspective, I would definitely prefer the Control 2 over the Spire 5. And, it wasn't bad. 13 balls a second on average with some bursts. It's going to do the job for the most part. If you're shooting semi-auto or capped ramping, obviously it's going to keep up. Uncapped ramping, probably not the loader for you. But from a mech perspective, I think it's going to be fine. So, yeah. There you guys have it. That's the Control 2, just to see how fast we can feed that sucker. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.